Hey Dan, I'm going to start all the interviews today with the same question. Did you pick up any new hobbies over the lockdown, or how did you fill in your time?
Me, I kind of just changed my workouts around a bit, you know, just adapted to all the stuff, focused more on just my fitness and strength and weights, because they're things you can't focus on so much, you know, when you're doing wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickball, like all of your skill work, all of your sparring, all your wrestling. But if you're not, you know, that's not taking a big toll on your body, you can focus more on strength. So I had a lot of, you know, fitness improvements, a lot of strength improvements, all through lockdown.
Cool. And the question that everybody wants to know, how close are we to seeing you back in the cage?
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing. That's like the reality of the situation is there's a lot of things still up in the air, you know, with getting a visa approved for the fight. So I think that's the main thing that's on the line at the moment. So there's a lot of questions, but the date is coming around very quick. So there's my mentality, which is very different from the reality of the situation. In my head, in my mentality, this fight's happening, and it's happening very soon, and I need to prepare the very best I can, and so I can come in at 100%. But the reality is that it's not 100%, and it's up in the air. But you can't train like that. You can't prepare to fight one of the very best guys in the world with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You have to be 2 foot in and ready to go. So that's my mentality, and that's how I'm approaching the situation.
So how long do you think you'd need if you got the go-ahead to fly out and go to wherever you wanted to be, like visas and everything sorted? How long would you like from that time till fight date? So
traveling to the United States, if you're coming from New Zealand or Australia, there's no quarantine traveling there from where we are. So especially New Zealand, if I go to the States, I don't need to quarantine at all, and I can just travel in my usual schedule. So just a week out from the fight, I'll head over.
Yeah. But I meant how to prepare for the fight. Like you're sitting how far below, 70%, or are you
ready to go?
Ready to go.
Ready to go, Tony.
Oh.
No, man, I trained all through lockdown. Like I couldn't stop if I wanted to. I train. I'm fit. I'm sharp. I'm ready. They've been dangling this fight in front of me for a very long time. You know, May 16th, this was all supposed to happen. So this was supposed to happen a month ago or 6 weeks ago, like a very long time ago. So they've been dangling this fight in front of me for a very long time. So I've been focused on this fight the entire time, like the entire time for our camp. I didn't want me not being ready to be the reason why I couldn't accept the fight. I didn't want them to come to me and go, you want to fight us in 4 weeks? And the reason I had to turn it down was that I wasn't prepared. Everything else, you cancel, I can't get a visa, I can live with that. You know, the UFC doesn't want to make the fight, I can live with that. They can't get me out of the country, I can live with that. But me not being fit, me not being ready, that was not an option for me. So I'm ready to go.
Fantastic. And how often are you in contact with the UFC?
We go back and forth, piss each other off pretty regularly, and leave it for a couple of days. But it's pretty cordial with the UFC.
Pleased to be back talking to you. And,
yeah, man, it's good to see you.
Good. Wow, it's good to see you in such good shape and such, you know, mentally ready to go as well.
100%.
Cool, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Hey, that's fucking good news. That is really.
Yeah, I feel good, man.